Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sports Kabri. At the moment, it's just me, but I've got Adi joining me as well. It's ISL season, and it's time to chat Bengaluru FC and Mohun Bagan Supergiant. It's all set up now nicely for the ISL second legs semi-final clashes. You've got BFC playing FC Goa on one side, then you've got Mohun Bagan playing Jamshedpur on the other. It is really promising now towards the end of this cycle of the ISL. It it's been a weird season in a lot of ways. It feels like BFC, who started so well, along with Mohun Bagan at the top of the table, have sort of fallen off towards the end, but somehow made their way to the playoffs. Actually, didn't somehow make their way to the playoffs, but sort of qualified well enough. Um, on the other side, you had Mohun Bagan, who dominated as they have for the past couple of seasons. But yeah, eventually it's a funny story, the ISL, because of how the playoffs are and because of how things are just in general in the ISL. So it's weird, Adi. What's up, there? Like the just talking about BFC 2-0 against FC Goa at Kantirva. We've had like so many conversations about this. We have not had so many conversations, but in general, there are a lot of funny things being said because Bangalore, RCB were playing at the same time at Chinnaswamy and BFC were playing at Kandiva. So many reels and all of that about how the two teams performed very differently. What's the If you had the choice between watching one of the two, which one would you go to?
I would choose RCB, bro. Just for
Sad,
the fact that if it means
sad.
like in terms of like okay, in a scenario of okay, if one team can win, I would choose RCB. You know, and what I mean? Because like technically we've already won the ISL. We've also been, what, league winners like twice, if I'm not wrong, till now.
Thrice, yeah.
So yeah, so it's like I would rather thrice, yeah, exactly. So I would rather, if it comes down to it, I would rather go for an RCB match, especially because I haven't really been there and I've gone to a lot of BFC games. I think watching some guy like Virat play is any day bigger than anything, at least in sporting wise in India. I think that's like the highest level of a sporting athlete you would see live. So for me, like, haven't seen him in what, like 10, 15 years now. So I would rather just for that fact go for an
Could be
RCB game.
Sunil Chhetri's last season, but
I was enough Sunil Chhetri, bro. Like I can't. I think his last season should have been like way before. I still doubt it will be his last season. I think he'll play, bro. Like why won't he play? Anyways, he's playing for India. I'm sure he's gonna stretch it off for one more year. Like I don't see a case where he's gonna retire this year. Like for me at least. Like I don't know where you can sit and say, yeah, for sure he's gonna like retire. Like I think he still has at least a season, bro. Like one more season he can push. Like
yeah.
we have our own Thala and Sunil Shetty
No,
here.
no, brother, please don't compare. He's had a good season.
It's the
16
same thing.
goals,
There is
not
no
wrong.
difference.
No,
Come
16
as a
goals, I'm not
substitute
wrong.
when it's 2-0 up, and then you just vibe and go. It's the same thing.
Oh, like that is, yeah, okay. The last two games he's not started, but he's done well over the season compared to the other players, at least at BFC. And he's done pretty well. Bro, um, the one thing it's crazy is that after we qualified, there's not been too much of like a competition really. Like we won 5-0 against Mumbai quite convincingly. Absolutely smashed them actually in that game. In the playoff game, it was, and he scored a very good goal that game, Chetri. So yeah, I think from good like 30-40 yards out, scored a beauty in that game, and he's been good. And again, against Goa, of course he didn't start again, but came on towards the end. We had the job done. We got some help from Sandesh Jingan, an ex BFC player as well. So it was pretty simple in the end. Got the job done. It looks quite comfortable that we're going to make the final. You think when they go to Goa, it's going to be straightforward? We'll see it through and make the final.
I don't think so, bro. I think again last year also what I mean last time we played in Goa we lost 3-0 if I'm not wrong. And generally, overall, Goa has never been a great hunting ground for BFC. I actually can't remember the last. I don't even know if we've ever won in Goa, like
We
against
also
Goa.
lost the ISL final in
Final
2020.
there, yeah, right, in Mohun Bagan against Mohun Bagan. Even like previously, I remember like every time we had a good start in the season and we would go to Goa, we would always lose. I think previously, I remember once, if it wasn't it Gurpreet Singh who got red carded in that game against Goa, where like then we considered red card, and then uh, whatever happened. I think it was Gurpreet. I think he went and headbutted someone, if I'm not wrong. Every time I can think about Goa, I don't think it's been the greatest team for us to beat. Especially in Goa, I don't know if BFC is beaten. And regardless of what it is, I think Goa technically are a better team overall in terms of league position, in terms of playing with us against us. Also, like I believe they won, right? So it's never going to be an easy game away. Like regardless of what the team form is, when you're going to go away, against a top team, it's always going to be tough. So I think that is one thing for sure. And one more thing, again, I'm not that confident with BFC's defense overall to be like, if they're under the pressure and under constant pressure, I think they can crack. And even they can crack at any time. I don't think it's like, okay, they'll go in deep and then they might concede a goal. They can concede very early. I think even against the home game, I don't think two teams had a lot of chances overall. But yeah, like you could see them always threatening to score. I think that is possible away from home also. And for me, just the fact of that defense just isn't strong enough. And in the factor of playing away, like it's never going to be easy. Like I don't think 2-0 lead going into a game away from home is never like easy, because you have that fine margin of, okay, do you want my team to park the bus now and have a 2-goal lead? Because imagine you concede a goal early on and then it's suddenly one goal, and in football you know how it can just turn within moments. So it's like, what is the philosophy? How do BFC go and play that? Like, are they going to be brave enough to attack? Even if you're going to attack, one small mistake, which is very possible with our defense, again, you give them a chance. Goa, I think they can score. They have very dangerous players. And once that happens, if we go down 1-0 against Goa away from home, I think then suddenly you're under a lot of pressure, and scoring another goal is not that tough. Like, as a home team playing in a semi-final. So I just think we have to be very careful. I don't know what the ideal game plan is, because ideally, yeah, going 2-0 up, you would want to go park the bus and play on the counter. But with that defense, I think they're not that strong enough, not compact enough, and not dominating enough in the box to be like, let's park the bus and just consume all the pressure. I just don't think they can take it.
Yeah,
Like if we
I don't think like they're going to set up to consume the pressure or like take whatever I've seen of Gerard Zaragoza this season. It looks to me like he wants to be a lot more front-footed, like
But
aggressive.
that's the point. But when you have a 2-0 lead, it's a total different game, right? Like
I agree, but I still think he will want to keep the ball, try and get that third goal kind of a thing. I don't think it's
But
going to be a case of
but the point is, like, you remember even against the Goa itself, until we had the 2-0 lead in the first half, it was pretty. I mean, until we scored the second goal, right, in the second half, it was pretty even. I think BFC were dominating overall. But as soon as we conceded, scored the second goal, it was literally park the bus. Like after that, Goa started putting pressure, and you saw the shots amount. Like it just went towards Goa every time. And by the end of the game, I think there were like 20 shots. So BFC had like 7, 8 shots, if I'm not wrong.
yeah, that
And
the last 15 were not good at all, but
yeah, that's the thing. And you could see, like, if Goa could have scored, like there were chances where they could have scored. And I don't know if it's luck or maybe Goa not being able to finish enough. But that's my point. If a team is like, okay, we have to, bro. I've never with this BFC team, I don't know if they can be like. I mean, I know they're going to attack for sure. They will have moments to attack. But will that be constant pressure? Will they go and be like, we'll just play our game no matter what? We'll see how it goes there? Like, I don't think so. I think they will go into like parking the bus, or at least being compact and defensive.
bro, the thing is, one thing is with him is he has found a pattern, like he's found a system that he's comfortable with, which I like. He started off by trying to play like a 4-3-3. He tried different things, but now he seems to have settled with this almost 4-4-2 kind of a system where he plays Mendes and Ryan Williams, and like Williams is going to be the guy who's going to run in behind like constantly, and this is the shape like he's maintained. One good thing is he's found like what works for him, and it's good that he takes every game it's the same shape, like it doesn't change too much for us. And I feel like I'm kind of confident going in knowing that we are always going to have that threat of Mendes and Ryan Williams. both of them are like not too like Williams is quick obviously, but Mendes is also not too slow. He can get to balls like throughout the season he has, and I feel like it's going to be a similar case against Goa. Even if we do sort of sit back, that threat will always be there. Bhutia has been really good. Like in a very weird way, this has worked out very well for BFC. The fact that Nikhil Pujari is not there, and now you have Namgyal Bhutia playing there. That suddenly, like he's got a better like ball over the top compared to Pujari. Pujari didn't have that, and now Williams is like benefiting so much more with Bhutia behind him at right back. So these small things, I feel like BFC just looking better, bro. Like just looking more threatening. Even against Goa, I think the first half an hour we created the best chances, bro. Like we
Yeah, yeah.
created
I don't
very
think
good
first half
chances.
they had much to
Yeah,
do.
they didn't do anything, bro. And
Yeah.
but the only thing that they did was I don't even think like they should have conceded. Like the Sandesh Jingan own goal was not one of
Hey,
those
bro.
where like
But I think it was like if Jingan was not there, I think what? It was Ryan Williams behind him, right? I think he would have tabbed it in. So I think it was the pressure of him is what it was. Because if it was not Sandesh, it's suddenly like the ball's going towards Ryan Williams. And I think from that area, I don't think a striker would miss it, especially if you're a clinical player.
no, he wouldn't
But
miss it. I'm not saying
but again, like
Mendes or
Sanjay
Williams
Jingan, I
would.
feel like he's always been suspect like that in terms of own goals. I've seen him score so many own goals bro, by now.
Bro, that's what I'm
For
saying.
India.
I don't think it was a case of the ball was exactly like between the defender and the
Yeah, the
keeper.
way he went to attack, bro, who's using the head there? You have two legs
Yeah,
to just put it there. I don't know why he's diving in and putting his head, but
it was yeah,
I
exactly. He
think
also
like it was. I think our first goal was a good goal in terms of the ball, a dangerous ball. I think the second goal was bad defending overall
yeah,
and a great finish.
but it was good movement. Like I think he's done that very
Yeah,
well.
yeah. He
Like
realized okay, like the space is out and the ball's coming out.
yeah,
And
yeah,
bro, and the way he finished, like I think that was one of the best hits I've ever seen. Like the technique was so tough, and the way you hit it purely, like it was damn. It was like oh damn.
for him, for Edgar Mendes, I think that's a great moment because he's had a lot of these situations in the season and he has not scored. He's almost
Yeah.
missed it. He's fluffed it.
Yeah,
He's
he's very like he loses balance or hits it and it's
yeah,
a very slow shot or it goes up. Like you
yeah.
see a lot from him. Like I get it, yeah.
And very weirdly for me, I trust Chetri in these situations more than him. Like especially with his head, Chetri is very good, and Mendes has been a little sus. But one thing that he gives is 100%. Like always, he gives you that extra work rate, and uh, and
I
like
think that's the reason, you can't drop him
yeah, you
because
can't.
even like Shiva Shakti, I think it's because of his work rate. It's about how he plays
I was
off the
so
ball.
surprised that he was playing the last game because he's not got a look in the entire season, and then suddenly he
Yeah.
played. It
But I
was
think it's purely because of him being able to run up and down and
yeah,
I think it was
probably
more of a defensive mindset in terms of okay, like if we need extra defensive help, you don't get that with Chetri, that like he's not going to
yeah,
run back and
yeah, yeah,
defend. And I think that was majorly why Zaragoza would have gone to be like, okay, let's play, especially at home. If you're getting a lead and going into the second leg, I think overall, like you should be finishing this off. Like I don't see a way where like BFC can sit and be like lose a 2-0 lead, especially when you look at the previous performances, like beating what Mumbai final. It's a big
yeah,
thing, especially before that game. Also, I think Bombay Mumbai beat us what 3-0, right? Like, and coming back and winning final, it's a big statement. But the problem is we haven't played away from home for a while, so it'll be interesting how they look at that. Will
yeah.
that affect them or not?
The two games we played against Goa in the season, 2-2 and 3-0 we lost. You mentioned already the 3-0 loss away. And 2-2 at Kandirva is what we got when we played them in the league stage. So it is one of those teams that we haven't been extremely great against, like just in general, we've kind of struggled. And they always have the threat. They always have I mean, I don't know what it has been, but like Udanta has always done well, like against BFC in the last couple of seasons. He's done whenever he's played BFC, and then they still have the threatening players, the Iker Gorachena. I always get his name little weirdly wrong, but yeah, he's threatening, and then Carl McHugh experience. So they've got again. It's weird that they are going into this game 2-0 down because of the experience. Like Odeo is supposed to be one of the best ISL defenders. He's supposed to be the guy who sort of takes care of everything. Akash Sangwan has done well at left back over the last few years, and he also kind of like it's weird that they are going into the situation with a 2 goal disadvantage. Uh, I weirdly think over the years, more than the few years like of the past, this Goa team is attackingly a little weaker than before. So I think we'll be fine. The fact that they had Noah and now they don't have Noah is big difference, like massive difference to them. So I think we will be fine in Goa. And if we make the final, what say, bro? What say? Yeah, hi Indian food and football, all good. I'm guessing that's Shayan. So yeah, how are you? It's been a long time. But yeah, uh, Shayan, I don't see East Bengal doing too well this. I mean, this year I haven't watched. I genuinely have not watched anything other than BFC this year. I have just kept it to BFC, like literally trying to get as much BFC as I can, but no idea about how East Bengal have done. But I can only see that they're ninth and they didn't qualify this year. So you must tell me how they did. But Adi, what do you think? You think we can do it? We can get it done if we go to the final? Of course, we don't have the best finals records, right? What, three ISL finals? We won one.
One loss, two.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so. Correct. But
yeah,
then you can make it 2-2. I think so. Then because that's equal. That's the balance. I think that's the thing for me. Again, finals is very one-off. I think you can't speak logically when it comes to finals games. Like you look at every time, bro. Like maybe like FA Cup last year, like everyone would have said, okay, City would win it, but at the end of the day, the logic was not there. Like United on the day were better and they won it, and it happens a lot of times. Like in any cup final or a final, you can have a good team, you can have the best team, but sometimes they just don't perform. I think it comes down to the players. I think in big games, big players show up. That matters more. And I think if we end up playing a team like Jamshedpur in the final, I think we've had the experience playing in finals before. A lot of players have played finals.
yeah,
Chetri's, you know the experience of Chetri. You know guys like Baker has won the ISL multiple times. He scored in the ISL final also. And for me, if it's Jamshedpur, I would back PFC to win it with ease
yeah,
or at least win it. But if it's with Mohun Bagan, I don't know. Like I would literally say it's a 50-50 and it's a punt. Like I would expect as a fan, or want as a fan for BFC to win. But if you're putting me as a neutral or an analyst and say, okay, who do you think would win? I would say I don't know. Like I just can't tell who would win. Technically, like you would back Mohun Bagan because of them winning the league comfortably, being the best ISL team, having one of the best players overall. Like you would say, okay, Mohun Bagan should win, but technically I can't. Like I would just put it as a 50-50.
yeah. We are team
Even 2 years
dependency,
ago, yeah, I think 2 years ago when we lost to them in the final, I think we were the better team, even though we didn't have the better team. You know what I mean? On that day, we dominated them. I think overall we played better. They got some dodgy decisions, with the help of the ref, and they won at the end of the day. But you take that out, aspect of the game state, I think BFC were better that day, even though we didn't have the strongest team, compared to Mohun Bagan. So again, comes down to that, like it just comes down
yeah.
to luck. It comes down to a lot of things. I can't sit and say,
But you know the cool part about this ISL is that the final, I'm not 200% sure, but I've read this that the final is going to be played at the home venue of the team that has the higher league position. So it's not a final that is going to be played in this city or that stadium. So if we get Jamshedpur, that means we play at Kantirwa. And the Kantirwa has been very good apparently for the last two games, like against yeah, the
if you
semi-final.
don't
But
remember, I think we lost our final in Kantirwa the last time we played an ISL final in Kantirwa.
but still, the crowd was good. That's true. We did lose an ISL final in Kantirwa. That's true. Against Chennai, but the crowd is apparently really good, and it looks like we've been very convincing. And you're right, bro. I think we have a little more. If we play Jamshedpur, we have a little more big boy energy in the sense Ryan Williams gives that energy. Edgar
Bro, I'm telling you, like, if we
Pereira, he
play at
has
home
big faith
against
in him.
Jamshedpur, yeah, like, I would actually back them because beating Mumbai and Goa back to back at home is a big statement. I can't see, again, logically, I would say like you have to win it, especially playing at home. But that's my point. Like finals are finals. This is weird. Even
Yeah,
bro, the ISL final when we lost against Chennai, we were the strongest team in ISL that year. And playing at home, everybody thought, okay, we should win it with ease, but we didn't. And you just never know what happens. Like that's the thing.
but that's
Especially
the thing. Like,
Indian.
if we don't make the finals and we go to Kolkata for the final, that will become a little dicey.
I would, bro. Actually, even if it was Kolkata, I wouldn't not back BFC. For me, I think this team can win, but that's my point. I think in the big games they can win. I've seen that. I feel like they struggle against the smaller teams or the so-called not, the teams that didn't perform this season is where they actually fumbled. Apart from Goa, I think even with Mohun Bagan, they didn't play bad football or they didn't get dominated all over the pitch where you're sitting and saying, there is
Yeah,
no,
that's true.
you
It was a
can't fight them. It's like I can see BFC going and trying to win there.
yeah.
I've seen them go and win there
It was
before
Vincent
also.
Colasso who scored. Like it was a 1-0 at Salt Lake this time against Mohun
Yeah.
Bagan. It was not a convincing 1-0 or anything. It was a very weird game. I think it was just a bad game of football. BNC had more possession, had more shots in that game. So it's interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens if they play Mohun Bagan in the final. But I would take Jamshedpur any day. Like any day, Jamshedpur at Kantirva, and to see BFC win an ISL at Kantirva and get back to Asian football will be crazy. Like that,
Mm.
it's been so long, and
Yeah.
it would be special to go and watch some Asian football. Like have Asian football back at Kantirva for the next season. Um, Anyways, we're getting towards the end of the season. Any standout performance for you, like from the season?
I think
Game?
for BSC, I would say, bro, like, to be fair, I think, like, it's pretty obvious with Ryan Williams.
Yeah,
Like,
he.
him being injured out, like, you could see the team missing some electric pace. The creation, the impact in the final third. Like, I remember, like, we didn't have that impact. And, even last game, he's always looking to put the ball and he's always looking to do something in the final third, which is important. Like he has like abundance of energy, bro. Like and his mentality is always okay. Like let's go and attack, attack, attack. Like it's like okay, you fluff a chance, let's go again. It's not like one bad shot puts his confidence down where he's like, okay, I'm not going to try something new. I think that's very important, and that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like against a team like Jamshedpur, I think BFC overall have better game defining players just from even your keeper to an extent, if you put in the experience, guys like Beke, they've been there before, they know how is it and what it is to win. And that's what I'm saying. Like for me, Ryan Williams has been the stand-up performer, even if not from stats wise. Like you can see his presence through your eyes. Like you don't it doesn't take much to be like, yeah, this guy. That's what I'm saying. Like the first goal, him attacking the box is why they conceded. Like if I'm not wrong. So like you can see him always doing something in the final third. His mentality is always like, okay, let's just keep going, put the pressure, and also he has quality. I think that matters a lot, and he clearly shows that he has
It's two
quality. I think
footed, like which you don't see actually.
exactly that.
In football, you don't
Like
see it at all.
yeah, he can switch on both, bro. Like he looked like he'll go on, cross from his left, then he suddenly cuts it to his right and then puts the ball in with his right. He can do both, and that's
Yeah.
important. And you can see his quality. I think he has an overall package. That's what maybe finishing. It's always iffy. I think most of the attackers in ISL are iffy in the finishing, but it's the other things like he has the pace, he has a work ethic. Like he runs back, he runs forward, he can dribble. I think complete since Miko. I think he's a complete attacker like we've ever gotten till now. Since Miko, that is
Yeah, yeah,
foreign
obviously.
player also. Like I don't think last time we had, especially as a winger, I don't think last time we had a complete winger like BFC. I don't
Yeah,
think they had a proper out and outright good winger. Like I can't remember. Even if you put Udanta, he was a very like those old traditional wingers that play right-footed,
yeah,
right-footed
yeah.
wingers who play on the right side. Just put the cross in. It was more of that. Like I don't remember the last time we had a proper like inverted winger who
Yeah,
can play.
not like this. Who gives you so many goals and all in a
Yeah,
season?
that's the thing. And I think like over time, like I think in the beginning I was like iffy with Ryan Williams, but over time I've realized like okay, this guy's quality, and you can see it also on the pitch. I don't
No,
think
he. But
I
he's
don't
one of
think
those
this
guys.
BSC team would be where they are without him, like for
His
sure.
his attitude is never like off because every time like there's a ball over the top, even if it's overhit, he'll still put his thumbs up. He'll be like, "Yeah, let's do it again, let's do it again." And he's one of
Yeah.
those guys who's quite nice, who's quite motivating and all that way. Yeah, I still think
You can
yeah,
see he loves the club,
Jordan,
bro. Like he genuinely loves playing
he
for
loves the
BFC.
club. That's true. That's important, bro. Like I think that he's one of those guys. If things go well, I think he can stay here for a while. And we don't know what the future of the ISL is with the Reliance deal coming to an end. I don't know what is going to happen and all with that. But if everything goes well and stuff like that, I see Ryan Williams sticking around for a while. Just quickly, we'll finish. Do you think Mohun Bagan not will not go through because that is the other interesting one. They're losing 2-1 to Jamshedpur. Harvey scoring the winner, and that is so like perfect and beautiful for a BFC fan. And he scored an absolute beauty, like in that towards
Bro,
the
that
end.
can happen against us also. So that's there.
No, no,
But
that is
yeah,
there. But I'm saying like to help us
bro, I would
support Mohun
honestly
Bagan a bit.
want, bro, as a BFC fan, I would want Mohun Bagan over Jamshedpur. I think
Okay.
beating Mohun Bagan in the final just means
Yeah, that
more.
would be more
I,
sweet. That would be more sweet.
yeah, for me, I'd rather, like, no disrespect, but I'd rather beat the best team. And especially with Mohun Bagan, whatever happened in 2023, etc., like, I would rather beat them.
Hmm.
But also, dude, overall, I think this Mohun Bagan team does sometimes find it difficult to break down teams. And sometimes, if a team can park the bus and park the bus well, they do tend to struggle to, like, outright dominate them in the final third and, score a lot of goals. Like, especially coming into a basically a final now for them. I think I would give Jamshedpur a chance. But again, as I said, bro, like quality wise, they have better players. Like the team itself is like much better. Like I think no team quality wise overall, I don't think any team can compete against them.
That's true.
I
Though
would still,
Cummings
yeah, that's
put
the thing,
a
bro. From
crazy free kick, like crazy,
playing at,
crazy free kick.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm playing at home, bro. You never know. Like I think it's a tough. Bro, for me, I like the underdog story, so I would want Jamshedpur to win. But
yeah.
it's just very tough to see. Like
No,
I
that's
don't know how they want to pull it off. Like even if I'm thinking, okay, they parked the bus the first game. It's not like they dominated anything. But will they do the same thing? 100% they're going to do the
I
same
would
thing.
love to see a nice Harvey again once more. Just
Bro, that's the thing. I think
it
they
should
need
get.
a
I want him to get peppered for 60 minutes, Jamshedpur, and then suddenly nothing is
yeah.
happening for them. He scores one mad volley and he's capable of it from outside the box, something crazy, and then that's it. Thank you, Mohun Bagan would also be beautiful. That
That
would
bro,
be
that's true. Like I feel like as you said, bro, like the playing. We know that Jamshedpur are gonna stick in their own box. Like we know that for a fact. I don't think anything else can happen there. And like Mohun Bagan's gonna be so like on the go, so edgy. They're gonna be like, we have to score early. And if the game state doesn't change, if it's in the till like 50, 60th minute, we've seen I think we've seen all over history, like teams start getting impatient, a bit annoyed, and then
yeah.
pressure starts kicking in. And if that time Jamshedpur can, you know, take a step forward and score a counter or whatever it is, I think after if that happens, game over. I don't see Mohun Bagan coming in at all. But yeah, like
They
that probability
actually
is very less.
they actually have the quality. Like that's the one thing I'll say about Jamshedpur is that they have Jordan Murray, like again, good quality. Severio, uh, and Harvey. That the front three is very like it's three foreign players, quality. So in on the counter, if if it's like that after 20-30 minutes and Mohun Bagan are frustrated after the first half, they have a chance. They definitely will have their moments on the counter. And Mohammad Sanan, like of course, like he's one of the younger guys, but he's got pace. So if you
Yeah,
have to be like on the counter, if Mohan Bagan get complacent, they have a chance on the break. They can score goals, and it would be amazing. But to have, I'm not too sure about the final thing, but I think that is how it is this year. That whoever has the higher league position will get the final. Um, and if it comes back to Kandirva, it would be amazing to see the final in Kandirva and see BFC win it. So yeah, we'll wrap it up with that. If BFC come to the final, Adi, you'll go watch the final.
we'll see, bro. We'll see.
Okay, fine.
Let me
Fine.
think about it.
It's April 12th. Are RCB not playing on the same day? Like I think
I don't
April
think
12th.
so. I think they're playing on 13th, if I'm not wrong.
RCB are not playing, so there is no clash of the two big franchises in the
Big
two
franchises.
clubs in Bangalore. So if you're in Bangalore, go out and watch the ISL final if BFC make it, of course, and if it is in Bangalore, of course. Um, yeah, so that's that. Thanks everyone for watching. Please like and share the video. Subscribe to Sports Covery. We'll see you soon. And yeah, second legs coming up. FC Goa. BFC going with a 2-0 lead. Jamshedpur with a 1-goal lead. Go to Salt Lake against Mohun Bagan. So that's that. Please like and share the videos, guys. Subscribe to Sports Covery. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.